Millions in the Chicago region rely on our waterways for water, recreation, and jobs. We do not often stop to think about how that system works. Today, we are worried about invasive species, flooding, and water quality debates. Change is coming. Before we can decide on the future of the waterways, we have to understand the past and the present. When we reversed the flow of the Chicago and Calumet rivers, we did not just change the river, we changed the entire region. We made the river part economic engine, part transportation route, part sewer system, part recreational facility, part river. We built the system so we can change it, but it is more complicated than most think. Changing one part of the system without considering consequences elsewhere is not a wise strategy. Before 1900, our rivers were just rivers, flowing into Lake Michigan. Our forebears polluted the lake, their drinking water. Residential and industrial waste and storm and stockyard runoff flowed freely into the lake. Their solution? Build canals and reverse the rivers. This changed everything. Our rivers are now the Chicago Area Waterways System, CAWS. 2 navigational locks and a gate stop water flow into the lake. Lockport's lock and dam control flow into the Des Plaines River, allowing boats and fish in and out of CAWS. The rivers are now roughly 2 feet below the lake. It provided people with clean, plentiful water and made the Chicago region what it is today. CAWS is our plumbing system. Every day, we pump billions of gallons from more than a dozen intakes in Chicago and the northern suburbs. Other cities use Great Lakes water too. But they use it, clean it, and put it back. Then they use it again. Illinois doesn't. The U.S. Supreme Court limited our diversion, and growing demand is pushing that limit. Returning some water to the lake may increase how much we can take out. Instead, most of our water is treated at a Metropolitan Water Reclamation District, MWRD, plant, then released into CAWS where it flows away. Our rivers are now an open sewer. This is not just our problem. Pollutants in our water flow all the way to the Gulf of Mexico, where they contribute to a worsening dead zone. Before reversal, most rainfall soaked into the earth or flowed into the lake. Now, most rain runs off into the sewer, mixing with raw sewage, making free water a costly nuisance. Reversal changed the natural order, funneling almost all rainwater away from the lake. Larger storms overwhelm sewers, and they overflow. The deep tunnel is designed to hold these overflows, but even it fills up in large storms. In the biggest storms, the locks are opened to prevent mass flooding, releasing sewage back into our water supply, Lake Michigan. We might be able to put some water back into the lake, but first we would have to clean it to a higher standard. Since the 1972 Clean Water Act, treated sewage in CAWS has been cleaner and safer. But don't try swimming in it. Most of the water is not disinfected to kill pathogens or bacteria. Despite this, every year, more and more people paddle and fish in CAWS because it's still a river. Pleasure boats use the rivers to go to and from the lake. Barges transport goods, which are distributed throughout the region. Barges are an economical, environmentally friendly way to ship goods. One barge can carry as much as 80 trucks, and one tugboat can push several barges. Once, only 5 fish species thrived in our rivers. Today, we have more than 70 species. Some took advantage of the man-made connection between the Great Lakes and Mississippi River. These invasive species alter the food chain, upset local ecologies, and damage property. There have been dozens of them, and more are coming. We've spent a lot of money fighting them for years. Zebra mussel, alewife, sea lamprey, round goby, and Asian carp. They are the biggest and baddest. Asian carp have been on their way to the Great Lakes for decades, and now they are at Caw's gates. Without a natural predator, they could eat through the bottom of the food chain, starving out other species in Caw's and the Great Lakes.
Imagine what that would do to a fast-moving jet skier.
Our current defenses include an underwater electric barrier near the Lockport Lock, commercial fishing, and poison. But none of these alter the connection to the Mississippi River. What about separating the whole system? Separation would sever the pathway for invasive species. It would also affect every other aspect of Caw's. We could just close the locks, but that would increase the risk of flooding. It would not help us recycle our water supply. And boats can't jump, even though we do pick up small boats and cargo all the time. Or we could build a concrete wall, reversing part of Caw's. But we would have to clean the water to higher standards before putting it back into Lake Michigan. The lake is 2 feet higher than the rivers, so gravity isn't on our side. We would need to give the rain somewhere to go. Oh, and boats still can't jump. Or we could just poison the rivers. But that just might kill all the fish. For separation to work, we would need to vastly improve water treatment standards, manage most of our rain where it falls, move our water and boats in a new way, deal with Asian carp now, and whatever species comes next. Can we do it? Yes. We built the current system. We can build another. So the big question is, should we do it?